As you guys probably know already, there are a lot of vehicles in Jailbreak now, and believe it or not, there's actually 71 vehicles in the game at the time of this video. But in those 71 vehicles, you have a lot of vehicles that are overrated and underrated. Since I've already made a video on the overrated cars, that means I'm going to make a video on the underrated ones, and believe it or not, there's actually quite a few. Just to prevent this video from being like 5 hours long, I'm just gonna pick the top 3. Yeah, let's not waste any more time and let's get into this. So the first vehicle on this list is the Ferrari. You can find it at the 2 airports and the train station near the city over here. If you don't know where the city train station is, it's basically just right next to the desert here, next to the train tracks. It's basically the train station where the trains stop at. And the Ferrari here, it costs $200,000, and the modeling of it is just insane. It looks super nice, and it's definitely one of my favorite vehicles in terms of looks. But if you're not going for looks, this vehicle also has a pretty good top speed. Let me just get it to the top speed here quickly. And actually, while I'm getting it to the top speed here, you will see that the handling of it is very nice, and it doesn't really bounce a lot. And there we go, it hit 200 miles per hour. I believe the cap is 220, but for $200,000, it can be the Roadster, which is a $600,000 vehicle, and that's pretty impressive. The acceleration isn't the best, but I mean, the top speed really makes up for it, because $200,000, honestly, it's probably worth more than the Volt Bike at this point. I mean, yeah, Volt Bike, it's probably way worse than this car, not gonna lie. I'm not gonna start going on about the Volt Bike again, but let's just say that the off-roading capability on that thing is absolutely garbage, and the top speed is just, yeah, no. But now heading over to the city, if you go over here next to the gun shop, we have the Cybertruck, and believe it or not, this is actually a very underrated vehicle. It costs $100,000, spawns right there where I was a second ago, and it's very good. It's capable of holding lots of people, and you can also sit in the back of it too, which is very cool, and not a lot of vehicles have that ability. The interior also looks very nice in my opinion. I mean, just look at that. It looks very futuristic, and honestly, it looks just like a Tesla. And honestly, overall, it looks very nice. The top speed is also insane, so if I go into first person here, it should fix my camera, and yes, it did. But once you upgrade the Cybertruck here, you will see that it starts getting some pretty insane speed. It's not the best without the level 5 engine, but once you get the level 5 engine on, you are pretty much good to go, and this should last you until you get the Chiron or something. And the awesome acceleration on this thing also makes it very easy to get to the top speed on this thing, making it even better. The handling and the braking speed is also very nice on this thing, and overall, for $100,000, this is pretty much better than most of the other cars in this price range. It's probably even better than the Cirrus and Lamborghini. I mean, like, this top speed and acceleration and stuff for this price, very nice, and definitely worth your cash if you're a new player. I mean, just look at this. It's very nice. The off-roading is also insane. I forgot to mention that, but it's just very nice. Last on this list is the Celsior, and you might be thinking that this is probably more overrated than underrated. And that's just not true. In fact, this is probably one of the most hated seasonal vehicles in the game. Honestly, I don't understand why that is. I mean, the top speed on this thing is 115 miles per hour when you're just going straight, and 120 when you're going downhill. I mean, that's pretty insane. The max height on this thing is also very good, and keep in mind that this is a free vehicle at level 10, so anyone that participates in the season that this was available had the ability to get this. So if I were a new player to Jailbreak and I started doing season 8 to get the Celsior, I had the ability to get this vehicle. I didn't have to own the season pass or any of that stuff, and it's just free at level 10. All I had to do was play the game and do the contracts, and I would get this vehicle. And for being free At level 10, I mean, I really don't understand why this is being hated so much. Top speed is insane. Looks on this thing, probably one of the best in the game, not gonna lie, probably the best community-made vehicle in Jailbreak at the moment. I mean, just look at this max height here for free at level 10. I mean, this is very, very good, and it's spawnable too, so that's very good. So I just don't understand why this is being hated on so much and being called the worst seasonal vehicle. I mean, it should be probably one of the best, like, not gonna lie. It's probably right next to the Bugatti Bolide if this were a tier list. Like, obviously the Bugatti Bolide is probably the best seasonal reward because, I mean, it's basically giving out a free Bugatti at level 10. But this is literally right next to the Bugatti Bolide. It was very easy to get, and in my opinion, it's probably way more overpowered than most of the other seasonal vehicles. And believe it or not, some people are saying that the crew capsule is better than this, and I don't know what they're talking about, because if we go ahead and spawn in the crew capsule, you guys can see that it's spinning, making it very hard to like control and maneuver around. So it's really, really hard to see what direction you're going in because of the spinning, and the top speed is also lowered. The Celsior also offers more seats. So honestly, I don't understand why people are hating on the Celsior more than the crew capsule. It doesn't make sense to me. And the Celsior is actually the first vehicle in the game that is an aerial vehicle and allows you to use the first person mode. And honestly, I don't think this deserves the hate, and it's probably more underrated than overrated. 1, it's spawnable. 2, the top speed is just insane. 3, the max altitude is also insane. And 4, look at how fast it turns. Like, that's just insane. 5, literally everything else about it is insane. So for the people calling this vehicle trash and overrated, honestly, you deserve to be in a dumpster. Because this thing was free at level 10 and literally everyone had the chance to get it, and honestly, it doesn't deserve the hate. It's obviously not the best vehicle for the police team because obviously you can't pit maneuver players with it. But for the criminal team, man, it's extremely overpowered. Spawnable flying vehicle. It's really, really hard for cops to get you. Yeah, I can go on for another 5 hours about this vehicle, but honestly, I think I've went on about it for just about long enough. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you've enjoyed it or you found it helpful in some sort of way, please consider leaving a like and maybe even a subscribe if you haven't already, because it really helps me and the channel a lot. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs by the end of this year, and every sub will help us get there. But yeah, hopefully you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.